So, Dancer, would you say that BOM's keys this next match are going to be making the decision more quickly on objectives and emphasizing lanes?
It depends. Some of their like I said, there it's when you have hmm, it depends. Like I said, the objectives, those need to be keys for any team. Objectives need to always be on you. Once that objective pops up, if you want to be a successful team, something needs to be happening right there. You should not be on your jungle. You should not be getting a buff. As soon as that pops up, your rotations need to be to a point that your entire team is already aiming, heading towards that objective for right when it pops up. There shouldn't be too much lag, or you're allowing the enemy team to kind of to put you in a position where you need to react. You want to be the one initiating. If you're always on the back foot, it's going to be a heck of a time. You have so many boxes that you need to check to be successful, because you're basically waiting on the enemy to make a mistake if you're always on the back foot.
Right, I agree. And here we go into draft number 2 for game number 2.
Yeah, we're going to see here, starting already with that Terizla ban as well. Very strong bans, and still with the respect being paid to the Odette. I know Xena, she's been the host of NACT. That's one of her favorite heroes, so I know she's happy to see a ban like that, as that's one of her favorite heroes. But it's very interesting. I think we were talking about it a little bit before, a little bit of a cheesy strat when it comes to that Johnson and that Odette combo. But in answer to that, kind of sticking with the same ban, some Martis getting taken out on the side of AI.
Wow, and there goes the export from BOM. They do not want to deal with that dive with true damage.
Yeah, a big respect out here for McLab. They take that out of there, hopefully with an answer too in that XP lane as well. I don't remember exactly what was banned here, but that does take something off the board for what they banned last time here. So we'll see if that has an effect on BOM as well.
Right, and if I'm heaven and hell here, I'm AI. What am I thinking of banning as well?
It's my way.
There we go.
Well,
it's gone.
Yeah, which is very interesting to me, because Ixia, she's got a decent amount of counters out there. Anything that can kind of get to the back line. She's one of those that has the same mechanics of like a mage, like a Farja, where your ultimate keeps you in a stationary position, which leaves you open to getting ganked on. But what she lacks that Farja has is Farja has an escapability with the wings by wings. Ixia has nothing, so which kind of leaves her a little open. But apparently there's a Ixia player on BOM that AI obviously do not want to see.
Yeah, I can imagine. They do not want to see Sero on the Ixia. And it makes sense, as Ixia is one of his strong picks. But first pick here from Heaven and Hell, we're taking the Angela.
Yeah, Angela has been... She's a priority pick right now in the current meta. She also does very well into a lot of those double roam positions, double supports, where you can have her in the mid lane, still have yourself a tank slot open for your team. She can solo and split push during objectives, and then she immediately can use that Heart's Guard to get back into the fight, and basically helps to kind of facilitate your assassins into being a lot more tankier. But in answer to that, another high pickup for North America, or in the current meta worldwide, is that Boxia pickup.
There we go. We're going with the jungle tank and the roam minotaur again.
Yeah, we're gonna have a jungle take Boxia. He does. It's very interesting to pick up the Boxia early too, because I do feel like he is more of a niche pick when it comes to. He comes stock with that magic defense. Also, all of his abilities have a lot of that anti-heal, so they're definitely looking to kind of lessen the impact of Angela on the field here. But making its way through and not to the second round is Barat. You remember this was banned out by BOM in the second round of banning during the first game, but they go ahead and pick that up early.
Right, and I remember in one of AI's prior matches, they do like their jungle Barats a lot. Not only does it give a lot of pressure with its CC ability and its raw damage up close, but if you can get a suppression, it's for sure a kill, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a very interesting lineup here. The kiting ability of the Irithel. She does have to kind of keep that distance a little close. They don't really have something to dive onto it just yet on the side of BOM. We're going to see what they pick up here as the last pickup. Last time they ended up going and with a mage pickup before these this next set of bands. We're going to see what they go as it's kind of sitting on Fish Gaming's shoulders here.
Right, and our three options left are going to be Fish Gaming on our side lane. No, Fish Game picks up the Yu Zhong, means their mid laner. Oh, they're gonna swap here. I see.
Yeah, so it's gonna be, yeah, it's definitely gonna be the XP land unless they're gonna try some outside the box pick. It's definitely gonna be a Yu Zhong. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say that he has the execution, but that's because it's on Fish Gaming and they haven't switched yet, so they're just kind of going with their pick priorities right now. Dinky Band, man. So the interesting thing for me here is it feels like BOM is trying to ban out almost the entire composition that AI had before. But I mean, when it comes to like the bans and stuff, there was a reason you had those first set of bans. If you completely just forget those and adjust for the next game, you're kind of leaving open. You're kind of forgetting why you banned those first ones in the first place. Like we already see the Angelas out here, the Barats, those were banned out in the first game. Obviously, they knew something was going to come out here, so you kind of leave yourself open. Hopefully, there's a counter in mind from BOM.
Right, and I understand exactly what you're saying, because I feel like BOM right now, they're kind of shaken up from the fact of that last loss, that they want to ban out the whole entire team composition they just had to deal with. And given that, now they're getting a bunch of these comfort picks that they're all used to, and we'll just see where they take it from here, huh?
Yeah, Valentina taken out. Ooh, as I mentioned about a Farza, we're going to have a pick up here as well. That's going to be very interesting. We don't have anything just yet that can actually dive on the Farza. I actually do like this pick. You have the distance. You have a lot of rotating ability with that wings by wing. She can close the distance on the top or bottom lane very quickly to join those fights, to keep pushing in her lane and still provide that that artillery strike in the feathered airstrikes.
Right, and if I'm AI here, I'm realizing they're just gonna protect the Farza, and there's the dive from the Esmeralda. There we go. We got something to jump over the back line. And not only that, you have the Zask in the front to just burst out damage and control the mid lane in the early game, like I said in the first game. That is his comfort pick, and they've done quite well with the Zask in the past, so we'll see how it goes now.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting because right now, AI's composition, 3 out of 5 picks here were banned in the first game. So hopefully BOM realizes this and has a plan for it. My focus right now would probably be making sure the XP lane knows what he needs to do. If he's starting to get, is able to kind of call for help, try to get those reinforcements there. He does have a lot of good reinforcements with the Boxia, with the Farza. You have the combination that can get around the map very quickly if he needs help. But we're going to see how the execution goes for this game 2 of 3. So whose a draft do you feel like you liking better here, Sabuna?
Personally, I have had prior experience dealing with a draft that BOM just put up right now, which is a 3 frontline tanky, and you have your 2 damage dealers in the back. BOM is very, very good at zoning out and controlling the front line to make sure that Fish can put off a lot of damage. So it's really going to come down to whether or not AI can dive in and get this Farza before she bursts the whole entire team. So I think BOM has the stronger lineup here in this lineup.
Yeah, I do like the flexibility of BOMs. You have the early game damage from Farzi. You have the late game damage from Zero on that carry. On the other side, AI, you're basically putting a lot of your early game hopes into Arlen and Tommy to make sure that they can kind of get that damage. And actually a big gank coming here. Heaven actually might be in trouble. Stun coming down. Wow. Big pop up and an early. Nope. Just kidding. Heaven skates away with like a sneeze of health left.
It was one shot basically, And here we go again. Dope's having such a hard time in the top lane. Once again against an anti-pick like Esmeralda with just unlimited shield. It's going to make it really hard for him to win the EXP here.
Yeah, we can see it already. Oh man, he kind of comes in there, is trying. He's getting zoned out. He really wants to get in range, is able to pick up that minion, thankfully. But I mean, he's definitely having a little bit of a hard time up there. Ooh, Clay coming in, not trying to let go of this gold minion, but he's gonna have to. Rethink it.
And another thing I think we didn't bring up is the fact that Clayteezy is on the Baksha, and Baksha has so much rotation ability considering the early game. He can get from one side of the map to the other, and that would be kind of a key in case there is a point where they're on one side and objective is taken on the other. He can still go and contest it if he needs.
Yeah, really interesting here is you have the Angela rotating while you have the Barats kind of cleaning up at mid. And now we're going to go ahead and start. We have the first objective here. It's going to be all about, I want to say this first objective is going to go ahead, set the tone. You can see AI have good positioning on it. Leo, we have the Feather Airstrike coming down. They do catch Arlen. Great pick up there. Black Dragon up at the top. Clayteezy finds himself a turtle. Now they have locked onto Tommy, and down goes the Angela. McLab is next on there. Oh, this a beating that he has taken is illegal in 13 states in the US, but bring out the madness, get away scot-free those criminals.
And BOM is just, I feel like this draft is so much stronger than the last one, considering they got rid of the Diggy, which was the bane of their existence on these CCs. They really are pushing their advantage just in team comp wise, so maybe it was a good decision to give AI their comfort picks here.
It was just, I want to say, they take advantage. Arlen with, I want to say, kind of a hesitant rotation through that killer bush to the turtle, got swept up so quickly by Fish Gaming, and the rest of the team, after that, it was a wrap. That was your big damage in the early game, taken out early. Down comes a Feathered Airstrike. Fish Gaming doing a great job zoning out AI, and BOM's going to go ahead and go to greener pastures. Oh, Arlen in a good position there, but Fish Gaming smelled something in that bush and was ready.
And we have Hen really pushing the top lane here. He's a higher level than his whole entire team right now. He's really trying to get the advantage, just doing an early cut so he can rotate to the mid lane and try and help his team win here. Well, he's going to back off and sit in the jungle, see if he can find anything early. Yeah,
I do like the execution right now. Fish Gaming, great on the Kagura, even more deadly on this Barja. Speaking of which, Tommy does find himself a pop-up. Tommy gets taken out, Clayteezy, and now in a little bit of trouble. Clayteezy, look how fast he is, sprinting his way back out of there. Fish Gaming gonna find themselves an escape, bring out the madness, taking really taking advantage of, I want to say, this lacking early game of AI, but they do need to close this down early before AI can get their wits about them into the mid game.
Right, because I feel like the moment you let an Irithel Angela combo get to the late game, you're gonna have a problem with yourself. Not only does her ultimate give her an ability to jump out of the way and speed up, but the Angela is just going to make her faster and with more shield. She's going to be dealing massive group damage, especially like a team like BOM's, which groups up in the front a lot.
Yeah, we can see it right now. Big pushing coming down from the bottom. The BOM hoping for a little bit of hopefully able to catch heaven. Not able to find the opportunity just yet. Clayteezy, looks like they're going to go ahead. You're going to see a lot of pressure down at the bottom right now. So if AI has a hope right now, they're going to want to create some pressure at mid.
Right, and here we are. We're just playing slow right now. You know, no reason to push or do anything here. Just take our camps, take our farm, and let's try and set up and rotate for our next objective, right? But we do see Dope and Sero swapping lanes from the top and bottom. So now you have the Yuzong on the bottom lane.
Yeah, and he seems to be having a much better time. I love this adjustment. Bring out the madness. And he was a big hurting point in the last. Oh, Fish Gaming almost got caught. He was a big hurting point in the last game where his lane was just getting taken out. So they switch up here. He's even able to find a tower at bottom. And Zero having a great time dishing out damage here. You can see him with that speedy light wheel trying to put the damage on the Hen, who is no worse for wear, is going to be able to protect that top tower. But still, AI down a tower. tower here. 0-4, a wildly different game from the first.
Right, and BOM, I just feel like their selection on engagements and who they're going to go for has been much stronger this game. Not only do they always collapse onto the damage dealers on AI's side, but they're also pushing advantage into these objectives.
Yeah, I mean, and this was the we kind of read out during the draft. There's a decent amount of flexibility in BOM's draft here. However, AI's early game is gonna suffer here. But like I said, once it gets to the mid, ooh, Hen, a little bit of trouble. Down comes the feathered airstrike, gets pumped out of it, but Hen still goes down to that speedy light wheel by a Zero. You can see them going ahead, starting on this turtle. McLab's trying to hide in the bush, gets caught out by Clay Teasy, who activates that tortoise puissance. And that, oh, they reset the turtle. Bring out madness. No. Oh, they're still able to take it down. Zero with the damage to clean up the job. Big pop-up, but nobody able to answer it. Leo gets pushed back. No worse for wear, though. Bring out the madness. Gonna go ahead and escort him to safety.
Right, and we're just staying stable here. There were no deaths on each side. It's quite an interesting turtle engagement, but so far, AI just needs to find an opening here and survive to the late game so they can have a chance to bring this match back against BOM.
I do want to say, bring out the madness. The one problem that can happen, as we do have a hearts guard that goes on to Heaven, who's going to be able to kite out Clay Teasy. But he's done his job. He's zoned out the rest of AI from this fight. Fish Gaming looking for a target. Down comes the feathered airstrike, but McLabs on the side. Noms finds himself a meal, and that might be it for Fish Gaming. Going to have to expend that flicker, waddling her way to safety up at the top. And unfortunately, Clay Teasy looks like he's going to be paying the price. Trying to escort him out. Heaven finds himself a kill. Leo in trouble. Black Dragon onto the back line, finding himself a target. Leo gets taken out by Tommy. BOM are turned around in this fight right now, losing 3 members in exchange for 1. How did this get turned around on them?
I think this engagement really just relied on the fact that Leo tried to push an advantage and he did not have ult up this whole entire time. The whole entire team of AI was literally on top of him. If he had ultimate, he could have just popped it and knocked all of them up. It would be a completely different story from what we just watched.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we are hitting that mid game right now, where AI is going to start to shine. They had a difficult early game, which was trusted from their draft, but right now, this is where Bring Out the Madness needs to start being as aggressive as they can. Take these lords, because they are waning on the advantage that they had in the early game.
Right, and here we go with AI. They're going to try and burst down this Lord, but here comes the whole entire team of BOM. Sienna Dove drops the back, going down to Heaven and Hell. He's going to zone him out. Does he have Petrify? Let's find out. Hen and Tommy are together, but is this enough to survive?
Yeah, you can see the Lord gets taken out onto the back line. Big Petrify onto 3 members. McLab's in trouble, gets taken out. Arlen finds a kill on the Leo. Zero finds a kill on to Clay as well. Down, that is a 2 for 2 right now. Heaven in trouble. Tianzo is not going to be able to find a kill, and he's deep into enemy lines in the wrong position against 3 members of AI. Now 8-8. AI has all but evened out the game.
And Dancer, what do you think is the problem with BOM's engagements right now? Why do you think they keep on losing these mid-game team fights?
Well, we're just not getting to the targets that we need to right now. In the early game, we kind of evened it out. We need to kind of be slow it down a little, be a little bit more patient. They were able to get the Lord, so I like the focus there, but we need to have that exit strategy, and I feel like sometimes our players are not on the same page. The last turtle that we got, you saw that Leo went in, got a Minoan Fury on the entire team of AI, but none of his team was there, and he had to go ahead and expend a flicker to get himself back to safety of his team. And it does feel like that has been the story when it comes to Bring Out the Madness. Big feathered airstrike comes down. Zero able to take down the tower. So Bring Out the Madness still able to get some of these objectives, still able to make some work out of this Lord from the back line. Clay Teasy, Arlen in trouble. and Arlen going to be in a bad way between the entire team of Bring Out the Madness gets taken out.
Yeah, I wonder if there's just some miscommunication here on whether or not Arlen was going to split push the bottom and try and take some turrets, but he pays the price for it very, very quickly with the whole entire team of BOM completely collapsing on him.
Yeah, it's very interesting because this is what I want to say Bring Out the Madness banned in the first game. Arlen, this is his comfort hero, but maybe he's a little too comfortable on the hero. Very secure and confident in his ability to escape because he's been caught twice this game that I've been keeping track of. Once in the first fight when he rotated to the turtle, kind of didn't go to a bush that was cleared, got caught, and that set the tone for AI to almost get wiped. And then just now pushing on the tower, had no vision on Bring Out the Madness, and they're all able to flank him to find the kill there and then get another push. They're almost down to only inhibitors for AI.
Right, and I will say AI surprisingly are keeping this game quite close. A 3k gold deficit is not that bad considering the mid game.
Yeah, you can see right now only I want to say 2 solid items for the side of for Irithyll. Heaven and Hell. He's got that Malefic Roar right now, able to do a lot of piercing, but is it going to be enough? And he also has that Lance. And I want to say I don't think it's a new item. It's the item that came out before the Flask of the Oasis that gives you that crit, that gives you that speed when you ult. So he's going to be able to kite very well. So that's going to be a big target on Heaven's back if they want to be able to get away.
Right, and if I'm AI here, considering I'm going into the Lord fights here, what do you think I should be doing to try and secure these objectives? Because there we go, BOM takes another Lord easily with no contest from the whole entire team of AI.
Yeah, and right now you can see them kind of turning back here, trying to clean up these minions. Right now, if I'm BOM, if I want to be smart here, I want to make sure that all of these lanes are frozen. All of these lanes are going to be marching down at the same time, so we have the maximum amount of pressure on this game for this push-up. You can see them kind of spreading out there. You have a Ciante Dope at the bottom. At the top, you still have Zero trying to push that lane. Lord going to go ahead and push its way to the mid. Great job by BOM here. Very calm, a very strategic push here by the team.
Right, and here we go. We're gonna collapse onto our lanes here. BOM's really looking to take the top lane. Sarah's just gonna burst down the turret.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do. Great positioning by Fish Gaming, positioning himself in between both towers so that he can get that range out and cover both of them. I love seeing that with the Farser from that little pixel bush right there, where they're able to kind of put down that artillery, that feathered airstrike to kind of bring out and zone out the team from both towers at once. You can see minions already pushing up at top. The focus is at the bottom, but at mid, you can see minions already pushing as well. Feathered airstrike is down. Down goes the tower. Might be in trouble for Barat. Tommy looks like he's in trouble. McLab gets taken down by Zero. Ciante Dope finds a kill on the Tommy. Arlen able to take down Zero, and BOM once again getting it turned around. Hen on the chase does not decide to continue that. That is 2 down for Bring Out the Madness.
Right. You're BOM here. Do you think you push the advantage of your lanes pushing up like that and go for a pick, or should they have backed off, froze their lanes, and just waited for another chance to get another Lord?
Well, I'm not even sure that that might just be like a communication issue for them. It's like there needs to be a solid communication between your team. You all need to be on the same page. Once that tower got taken out, it looked like half the team wanted to attack and the other half wanted to disengage. And it needs to be snappy. Your execution of these types of strategies after you take the tower, or after you take the tower, an objective, a turtle, a Lord, you need to have a plan. Are we going to attack or are we going to disengage? And the entire team needs to be on that, because it looks like AI really capitalizing on the I want to say the wishy-washiness of those calls.
Right, and these splits are going to completely make the game going into the late game here, where one death can put you back 30 plus seconds. It's not like you're going to be back in an instant. But here we go. And completely bursted. Wow.
Yeah, and this is right now, I want to say it's almost like a different team. AI getting caught with some huge mistakes. Oh, big pop-up lands onto them, and you see an engagement here. A concealed play lands. You can see them trying to get the Heaven and Hell, who's being allowed to just plaster them with damage. Down goes McLabs, and then, I don't even see who got it. Clay Teasy able to pick up the Lord. Arlen finds a kill on the Clay Teasy. Nobody is backing up Leo with that Minoan Fury, but still able to take down 3 members, and down at the bottom, Siate Dope actually going to be pushing in here. Very good job. All able to do that with only 4 members was Bring Out the Madness. A great execution by them at that Lord.
Yeah,
Ooh, and then you do have the...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Feather Attack is down, but that's... Yeah, that's going to be game for Bring Out the Madness. Able to take this to a game 3. Vengeance is on their mind.
Yeah, they're really on the warpath right now, and you could tell by the way they played that last game. They did not want to let anything slip up and take it away from them. Looking at that, Sarah was just tearing through them at the end of the game, you know? His ultimate with the enhanced ability for damage speed, and it just made it so difficult. But I think the real MVP of BOM this game goes to Fish. The positioning and the way he used Farz's ult and how he understood where he shouldn't and should be really made the difference for BOM in these team fights.
Yeah, I mean, the damage not huge. You can tell, like, most marksmen, once it gets to that late game, they just start outscaling the mages when it comes to that damage. But early game, not even just early game, but really able to capitalize on the mistakes from AI's rotation. I mean, there's no reason Hen needs to be so far out to checking bushes without the rest of his team there, because you have to expect every single bush that you check, you have to expect the enemy in there. And if the enemy is there, is your team in a position to help you escape or help you do anything? Unfortunately, a little greedy there in the late game. A lot of back and forth in this game, but I do want to say, compared to the first game, the second game, AI punished for a lot of the mistakes they made during that.